getting closer. Hakimi to Chelsea, almost done. Let's talk about it. Let's go, people. Hello, welcome. I've got 4 major stories for you guys today. Welcome, Bratoki. Before we get started, how rude of me, huh? But 4 major stories. The latest on Erling Haaland to Chelsea. And I'll tell you the biggest obstacle block here. And a lot of YouTube channels aren't telling you this. So it's something exclusive. The latest news on Hakimi, Jorginho and Locatelli balling out. And I'm going to say why a lot of people are almost culture vultures. They're jumping on it now. You know what? We don't want Jorginho. We want Declan. No, we don't want him. We want Locatelli. Well, let's talk about that as well. And finally, Tomori leaving Chelsea is a good thing. Yes, a good thing. Let's not be upset. Let's be positive about that. And let's move on. But before we get started, you know the drill. You know what it is. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Yeah. So now, all jokes aside, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 10K. I can almost smell it. I'm smelling it, literally. At making this video, I'm 1,300 away. So we can do this, gang, all right? Just pedal to the metal. It's for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Help a brother out, please. Thank you. Let's get on with the video now. Alright, so you lot already know the deal. Hakimi to Chelsea is almost done, in my opinion. A lot of agents are coming out. Agents that are going onto the football terrace and are talking and saying, if I was a gambling man, this deal is done. And part of the reason is you have to look at all the evidence that we've had given, alright? Inter are in financial difficulties. We spoke about that. Now, Inter Milan need money. Inzaghi does not want Emerson, and he does not want any other players apart from Marcos Alonso and Christensen. Both players are being touted to be part of the deal. But, and this is the big but, we all like a big but there has to be money up front. There needs to be a lump sum of cash that's coming up front. £60 million is what Inter Milan are demanding. Chelsea at the £58 million mark. It's going to get complicated. It's going to get ironed out eventually. But all we know right now, as of this point, something good can be happening. There's people coming out and saying, look, this deal's going to be wrapped up in a few days. This deal's going to be wrapped up in a few weeks. For me, I really think it's somewhere in between. I don't know, I can't guarantee. But from everything that's coming out right now, players agreed person. That's the easiest part. You tell him, brother, this is what you're going to get paid. He says, thank you very much, sunshine. Agree the deal. I'm coming anyway. Then there's the whole big aspect of the politics. And this is the hard part now. This is where Inter and Chelsea need to sit down over some nice dinner. They need to discuss, have a glass of wine or maybe some juice, whatever they like to drink, and then agree to a number. And this is the hardest part. And players like Christensen and Alonso being included in the deal, if it means we get a player of Hakimi's quality, a Moroccan international who is a baller that Real Madrid let go, so be it. Just dash him into the deal. For me, we have surplus to requirements at centre-back at this moment in time. If Christensen moves on and Reece James slides into that centre-back position, no problem whatsoever from me. The big news from here is Sancho might be the key to this move, and this is very scary. The fact that Jadon Sancho could potentially be the move gets me worried. Look, we already know that Erling Haaland wants to come to Chelsea. Not definitely, but he's very keen and very interested. This has come out from numerous sources, such as Jan Fjortov, can't pronounce his name to this day. But we already know that Chelsea are assertively chasing this man. They want him. Personal terms won't be an issue. Chelsea will pay him high wages. Chelsea will pay the bonuses to Mino Raiola. We already know that. The issue stands with Dortmund. Dortmund said it'll take something crazy to get him, like £158 million. And Dortmund have placed a deadline to this move. The likelihood is that this deadline isn't for Chelsea. The deadline is for Manchester United. Dortmund are willing to let Jadon Sancho go because of the agreement they have in place that is being told to us. There's an agreement in place between Sancho and Manchester United and Dortmund. If a bid of X amount comes in, he's free to go. Sancho wants to go, so it's exciting to see. But if they sell Sancho, are they going to want to sell Haaland as well? Like, think about it. Are they want to accept £250 million worth of assets leaving just to have cash? The rest of Europe knows they have the cash. The rest of Europe is going to all of a sudden charge them twice as much for the players that they were willing to get. So we need to think about this logically. So the potential hiccup here is Sancho joins and Dortmund say either pay this money or dip out. I think this could happen. I think Dortmund don't have the date met and then Manchester United drop their interest. They go after a Kingsley Coman. Chelsea go in there, capitalize, get Haaland. But this move could happen next season. They could lay the foundations, get him on a cheaper deal, just give him a bit more fees up front, a few more wages here and there. Be excited. That's what I'm going to say. Just be very excited. Now on to some sad news. And the sad news is for Tomori is leaving the club. It's official. It's announced. Mason Mount put an emotional little message up. And I'm not going to lie to you. Part of me wanted to tear up. But another part, it's a good thing. And it's a good thing for three main reasons. Number one, for Tomori is an example to all the youth players that have played for Chelsea. That, look, you can come through. And when you do leave Chelsea, it could be a club of the magnitude of AC Milan. Like, AC Milan is they're ballers. They're absolute, history-wise, one of the biggest clubs in the world. They're on the mend, and Tomori could be there learning a beautiful language in Italian, living in a beautiful country in Italy, in the city of Milan. Come on, my man's going to be in tiramisu probably every day. Don't do that, you will get fat. But more importantly, number two, Tomori is going to get regular football. He's going to be a England international in the near future, because with more game time, more development, he's going to become a mainstay. First team football, in the long run, he can come back to the Premier League and clubs are going to be begging for him. There was already a rich demand for him. Now he's got regular Champions League football. Can you imagine what's going to happen to his level, like the magnitude of his level? Number three, this is the biggest one. He's part of the reasons why Erling Haaland could become a Chelsea player. A lot of people don't like to look at it in this way. The reason why Chelsea can flex their muscles in the league and in Europe is because we can downpay players. And with financial fair play with FFP, you spend what you make. It's like Tomori joining on 700k or whatever it was when he was a youngster, and in 10 years of investment, and now leaving for 29 million is a profit on that balance sheet. When you think about it, financial fair play is loving that. Chelsea is loving it. They're eating it up and they're selling him now appropriately. Whilst it's sad to see talent grow and leave us, sometimes it's best for the club and the financial situation of the club to invest into different talent. If we sign Haaland and go on to win the league, I guarantee you, none of you are going to be upset that Tomori left. Reality is, he wasn't getting the minutes and he was just becoming a depreciating asset with his contract running down. So it was time to move on. The final point today, this final point made me laugh. My timeline blew up yesterday. Jorginho had a masterclass once again. About time you lot start putting some respect in his name, but we're not going to talk about him today. We're going to talk about Locatelli. Locatelli plays for Sassuolo, and he plays in the centre defensive midfield role. Very mobile, very big, very strong, very neat possession. Got a decent strike on him like we saw yesterday with his 2 goals. Good passing range, good midfielder. But a lot of people are like, you know what? Sign him. He's the replacement for Jorginho right now. For me, I asked the one question. How many of you have seen him on a regular basis? How can people poo-poo all over our player straight away and say, sign him straight away? Come on, guys. We have to be more objective than that. There needs to be a balance, right? It's Declan Rice or Jorginho. I like that we're branching out and it's like, you know what? We're looking at Locatelli. We're looking at Zakaria, I think his name is, for Switzerland. I was very disappointed in what I saw in him. That's why I've never called for him. Chouameni, what I have seen, I've been very impressed. And I want to keep watching. Locatelli, what I've seen now, I've been a little bit impressed. First game, he was poor. Absolutely poor, and people are bringing it up. He was slow in possession. He was very nonchalant, one would even say. But in that second game, he had 2 goals, so it masks the all-round performance and just glosses it up. For me, we need to be a little bit more conservative in the way we jump to conclusions, but otherwise there is a lot to take away from this. Jorginho is having a phenomenal tournament, and arguably, so far, been one of the players of the tournament based on his position. Like, he's been fantastic. They've won 3-0. He's got the most tackles, most interceptions, or whatever you want to call it. He has been phenomenal. Look, guys, this is the video. Sorry that I ended it on a little bit of a rant, but this was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and like I said, road to 10k people. So make sure you start hitting it. It's for free. You made it to the end. I told you it weren't going to be a boring video. Peace out. I'm out.